Let's take a tour of this 2003 Proline 22 Sports Center Console with a 2005 Yamaha 225 4-stroke for sale in Palm Beach County, Florida. This 22 Sport's extremely clean. It's one of the best you'll find on the market, and every switch, button, and light works 100% as intended. This boat in particular has a lot of upgrades you're not going to find on typical Proline 22 Sports, and we'll go through all of them within this video before we take it out on the water and show you how it runs. Boarding the boat, if you're in the water, not a problem with the 3-step telescoping ladder with the swim step on the transom. You're going to notice this boat has more cockpit space than just about anything on the market of its size due to the upgraded leaning post. You have almost 90 plus square feet of space within this hull design. It is one of Proline's top selling models ever. On both the port and starboard side, you'll see jump seats underneath on the port side. That's where the live well is. You got a nice large live well, oval in shape to keep the bait fish fresh, and you'll see that the pump works wonderfully. You'll see that all the plastic hardware on this boat was upgraded with stainless models. Also on the starboard side in the transom there, you can see where the washdown pump fitting is. You can hook up your hose to it and get a 55 PSI washdown. Clean up the decks after a day of fishing. It's going to be hard to find a boat of an 03 or newer Proline that's in the same condition as this one. The decks are pristine. You're not going to find any nicks, holes, drops from sinkers or fishing equipment. Everything is in great shape. You're not going to find another 22 Sport with this same leaning post. It creates a lot more room than the original Proline leaning post, and you have great storage underneath, and you also have a great footrest at the bottom that opens easily to give you comfort when you're riding offshore. The backrest on this seat is completely removable, and you can access the extra rod holders when you do that. Also, take note of all the metal condition in the compartments. They're clean. There's no rust stains or anything that you're going to find on many of the boats that you'll look at on the market. The upgraded leaning post has room for a cooler underneath, and with the space that the leaning post provides, you got a lot of room in the cockpit. The helm layout on this Proline 22 Sport's excellent. Everything's easily within reach. Everything's labeled nicely. You'll have no problems being the captain on this boat. Underneath the T-top is where you'll find the electronics box, brand new JBL speakers in that, as well as the PFD storage underneath the T-top, and the zipper works perfectly. It's not stuck like so many boats that you'll find of the same year. Notice the brand new stainless hardware all throughout the boat, as well as the storage, the cleanliness. You're going to see there's no stains whatsoever. At the helm, you also have cup holders, tackle-centered Yamaha binnacle control, Bennett hydraulic trim tabs. Go look at the other Prolines on the market. You can't even see the switches. These are all brand new Carling switches. Yamaha digital gauges upgraded with the 05 engine, and a brand new Garmin 740S touchscreen GPS. This thing is stellar. Top of the line. It's got the charts all preloaded no matter where you go. You don't have to add any cards. They're all on there. Split screen, single screen, and you'll see the refresh rates on this 740S are spectacular. It doesn't bind up like old GPSs, and the touchscreen capability works perfectly. With this being one of Garmin's latest touchscreen units and the transom mount transducer all newly installed, the budget on this setup was nearly $1,800. You won't find many other Prolines on the market with this electronic setup. Unlike some other boats on the market, you'll notice on both the port and starboard side, walking to the bow of the boat is no problem. You won't be stubbing your toes into the T-top. Good design with the console, nice width. And you'll notice that the deck, once again, in very good condition. Both port and starboard side have mounted fire extinguishers for safety. Underneath the T-top is where you'll find the courtesy light, red for evening, to preserve your vision, also white if needed. Also the control for the spreader light. And you'll see this boat actually has an upgraded setup where you have both the front and rear spreader light. Again, all these lights are working. Everything on the boat is 100%. You're not going to have to buy this thing and fix so many little things, lights, switches, like so many other boats on the market. Everything is turnkey. No plastic junk anywhere on this boat. Top of the line Gemlux hardware on the electronics box as well, brand new. Standard Horizon VHF with a Shakespeare antenna mounted on the T-top. Works beautifully. Stereo head unit with aux-in USB capability, as well as two brand new JBL speakers underneath the electronics box and two polyplanar speakers at the front of the helm. Go into the console, you'll see every other Pro line has peeling paint around the doors. This looks brand new, as redone. Take a look at the inside of the console. You'll see there's no rust stains, pristine, very clean. Brand new porta potty, never been touched, still has the plastic on it included with the sale. Also a courtesy light at the top of the console for evening use if needed. Everything works. I urge you to look at the condition of everything else on the market. Ask the owners if things are working. Ask if they've been upgraded. Many times they'll tell you this doesn't, this does work. It all works on this boat. You don't have to buy this and fix things. This in-floor storage is insulated. You see even the top is insulated. It holds ice very well. Then in the bow on the casting deck, or a great place to sit and relax, is the large fish box or storage compartment. Once again, you'll see the condition of this thing. There's no rust stains. It looks like it's virtually new. It's in great shape for the model year of a 2003 vessel. Perco navigation light, as well as the Gemlux hardware on the anchor locker, and there is a upgraded Fortress style aluminum anchor, which is lightweight and holds great. On the T-top is where you have your forward spreader light, as well as your Shakespeare antenna mount and your all-around light for evening running. A lot of room on this boat for a 22-footer. This F225 4-stroke has low hours. Starts right up first time each time, as you can see, and the idle is so quiet on this engine. And it recently had a full service to the tune of nearly $1,000, and this was a complete service. Engine block anodes, thermostats on both sides, gear oil, engine oil, water pump, fuel filter on the engine, fuel filter in the hull of the boat. Compression was checked, it was perfect. Laptop hooked up, YDS checked out clean, no recent codes, no overheats ever in the history of this engine. Keep in mind this is an 05 model year engine, it's newer than the boat. It was repowered. Its maximum horsepower on this boat is rated for 225, and this 4-stroke is known to go 3,000 plus hours. With the low hours this boat has, it's ready for many more hours in the future. Brand new Teleflex Extreme cables, the shift and the throttle cable, and you're going to see how easy it is to shift. These would be as close to digital shifting as possible. You're cable shifting, but it is flawless with the Teleflex Extreme cables that were installed. Test the shift of any boat you look at and notice how tense or tight it might be. If there's any binding, install the Teleflex Extremes. They're the best cable on the market. Now let's talk performance. We're out on a beautiful day in the Intercoastal. We're going to get this boat up on the water, up on plane, and we'll show you how nicely she runs. The 225 4-stroke Yamaha, great engine. It's the perfect match for this hull. It really runs nice. And the fuel efficiency is spectacular on this boat. We're going to be seeing MPGs on the fuel flow meter of 3.6 to even 3.8 miles to the gallon. Cruise speed on this boat is a comfortable 30 miles an hour, and you'll be cruising right around 4,000 RPMs depending upon how much load and weight you have on the boat that day. Take note, when boat shopping, 99% of the boats out there this model year are pushing 2-stroke power, Mercury 200s, old EFI technology. There's no comparison when you're dealing with Yamaha 4-stroke power. The quietness and the fuel efficiency is real nice on this hull. It's nice to see that the digital gauge, this also has fuel flow as well as speed, and the speed on the digital gauge matches the speed on the GPS. Nice to see both numbers match up. Rare to find out. A lot of the boats you'll run with the Yamaha digital gauges, the speedometers don't work right. How about cruising at 30 miles an hour and achieving 3.6 miles to the gallon? That's excellent fuel efficiency. This boat will max out in the 40s depending upon how heavily loaded it is. With the right setup, you could probably get close to 50 miles an hour at 6,000 RPMs, and this engine will turn up beautifully. There's no hesitation, gets right up to 6,000 RPMs, and will hold there if needed. Again, most of the hours on this boat is when you look at the YDS printout from the laptop or in the lower end, cruising around 4,000 RPMs and a good amount of idle time when the boat might have been trolled when it was fishing. Otherwise, you'll see that the printout shows no recent codes. Everything looks excellent in the history of this engine. can imagine cruising on a nice day like today. It'd be a lot of fun to have the friends and family out on a boat like this. Go out to the sandbar, take them fishing. Perfect boat to do it all. This boat does not draft very much either, so if you're going skinny or backwater fishing, this is a nice blend of a boat that you could take offshore on a nice day or do some inshore fishing if you wanted to. Here we are coming back to idle, and you'll see the engine just purrs. This thing is so quiet at idle, half the time you don't even know if it's on. You can have a conversation, no problem. Big change from the two-strokes. They're going to be sending two-stroke oil up into the air and the sound of the engine vibration. This boat's awesome around the docks. It backs very true with the brand new Teleflex Extreme cables and the Seastar hydraulic steering. It handles great. It's very superb. And you can see here I'm just showing how the boat goes into reverse and then back into forward. It's very smooth. The throttle inputs are very precise. So around the dock it's a pleasure. If it's blowing a little bit or there's some other boats in the way, you can really maneuver easily with this 22 Proline Sport. Let's take this boat and put it back up on plane one more time, and you're going to see it rides very level. This boat has Bennett hydraulic tabs, but you really don't need them when you're getting out of the water because you got max power, 225 on this boat. You don't need any trim tab input to get the back end out of the water quickly. It pops right out on plane, no problem. The only reason you need the Bennett hydraulic tabs is to level out the ride if you have some more weight on one side of the boat or the other when you're cruising. This boat loves to run right at 30 mph. You can back it off a little bit and get closer to 4 miles to the gallon at about 26 mph if you really want to look for fuel conservation. But I'll tell you, 3.6, 3.8, 4.0 miles to the gallon, if you're really careful, you're talking great fuel efficiency for a 22-foot boat. In today's gas prices, that's a win-win. Keep in mind the boat comes with the new GPS system. It comes with fenders and fender lines. It's going to come with 25 by ½ inch brand new double braid black heat sealed end whip dock lines, full Coast Guard safety equipment with brand new flares, everything you need to get on the water tomorrow. Also included is the original Proline owner's manual and documents, as well as documentation for any systems that were installed. Most importantly, you can be rest assured with the recent full service that this boat's 100% turnkey. Every switch, button, light works 100% as intended, and it's ready for its next proud owner. Thanks so much for watching this video tour, and if you have any questions about this 22 Proline Sport, feel free to contact the owner.